On Tuesday, Donald Trump met with congressional Republicans to talk about the status of his so-called big, beautiful bill that he desperately wants to get passed. And of course, in order to fund the federal government, we're kind of on a tight time frame. We got to get something to keep the government functioning and open. So he met with these Republicans on Tuesday, and then after the meeting, he's walking out, Mike Johnson right by his side, and of course there's tons of reporters. And Donald Trump is not going to pass up the opportunity to go and talk to reporters, so he tells them the status of the bill, while also telling these very same reporters that he doesn't want it to benefit non-Republican states. Here he is, in his own words, saying exactly what he wants it to do and who he wants to screw over. Take a look.
We're going to make a couple of tweaks. I mean, we don't want to benefit Democrat governors, although I would do that if it made it better, but they don't know what they're doing.
So we
don't want to do any damage to a state. We want to help all the states, but we have governors that are from the Democrat Party, let's say New York, Illinois, big ones, and let's say Gavin Newsom, who's done a horrible job in California. We want to benefit we want to benefit Republicans because they are the ones that are going to make America great again. The Democrats are destroying our country, and you see that with the past administration, with an open borders policy that allowed 21 million people into our country, and many of those people are stone-cold murderers, killers, and trouble. Yeah.
If any Democratic president had ever spoken to the press about a pending budget bill, and if that Democratic president had said, I really don't want this bill, this budget, this new budget for the next year to help Republican states, do you know what would have happened to that Democrat? Somebody probably would have killed him. And I mean literally somebody probably would have murdered him. Trump says it's not even the biggest news story of the day. On a slow news day, by the way. The President of the United States just admitted to the American public, totally candidly, I don't want blue states to succeed. I don't want them to have money. I don't want them to do well. I hope they fail, basically. All the money should go to red states. They're the ones making America great again. But if it does go to blue states, I'm okay with that too, but I don't want it to. Now, before I get into this, let me also tell you another story. There is a second clip. And in the second clip, which unfortunately I was unable to find again today, Donald Trump almost runs into a pillar. This senile, decrepit old man, after telling the country, only red states should benefit, blue states shouldn't get anything, turns around and almost runs into the pillar that was right next to him. And Mike Johnson had to kind of grab him away. You should have just let him hit it, dude. Just face first, poof, right into it. That would have been hilarious. Then this story would have been front page headline news. Maybe buried a little bit underneath the fact that the President of the United States ran headfirst into a gigantic pillar that for some reason he couldn't see 2 inches in front of his face. But maybe then the media would have paid attention to it, right? But oh well, they didn't. Here's the thing, though, and this is the funniest part of it. This big, beautiful bill that the Republicans are going to pass, it actually screws over red states more than it screws over blue states. So while Trump is there saying, basically, I want Republicans to screw blue states, Republicans have already drafted a bill that disproportionately screws over their own states. The cuts to the SNAP program, the cuts to Medicaid, the cuts to all these social welfare programs are going to impact red states more than they're going to impact blue states. That's just a sad fact of life because Republicans are very bad at government. They're very bad at economic issues. They don't know what they're doing. So their states, for the most part, are garbage. And blue states seem to be doing much better. Not all of them are, living the high life, but financially speaking, blue states are far better off than most red states. So Republicans are screwing over the red states. Trump says, make sure you screw over the blue states too. So at the end, what we're going to have is a bill that just screws over everybody. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're looking at. A piece of legislation that makes nobody happy unless, of course, you happen to be a member of the 1% and you get to keep your tax cut. And there's a couple extra cuts in there as well. Tax cuts, I should say, that are going to benefit the wealthy elite that were not a part of the original 2017 tax cut package. But if you're not a member of the 1%, like pretty much all of us, roughly 99% of us, not a part of the 1%, right? We're all getting screwed. Doesn't matter if you're in a red state or a blue state, Republicans are going to make sure they screw each and every one of us. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.